Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today we have the Mate XS again, but this one with a little bit of a twist. So we're going to compare this to the Huawei Mate 30 Pro and basically show which one does which and basically compare the specs. So the Huawei Mate XS is here, again box empty, so we can't really do a box comparison. I'm going to chuck this over here for now. And we have the Mate 30 Pro. Now this is not going to be an unboxing of the Mate 30 Pro. That's coming next week. I know this is a bit early, but as we only have the Huawei Mate XS for a little bit, we thought we'll quickly get this out of the way, do a comparison for you. So the unboxing is coming soon. Next week will be the Mate 30 Pro unboxing and review in one video as requested. So today we're just going to do a comparison. So stay tuned for that. So here is the Huawei Mate 30 Pro. Now straight off the bat, this is a lot lighter. Like I mean, a massive difference lighter. The Mate XS is a very, very heavy phone. So here it is, home screen. It looks incredible. But again, this isn't the unboxing of the Mate 30 Pro, so we're not going to do all of that. So both phones run off Huawei's own system, the Huawei Mobile Services, so HMS, whereas previously they would have run on GMS, so that means that they do not have the Google Services ability. However, that doesn't mean that Google Services are inaccessible entirely. It just means you can't get them on the Huawei app gallery. There is a way of getting them on. We won't cover this in this video, but if you wish to see something like that, just let us know in the comments below and we'll see if we can fix something out. Obviously, one of the key differences is size. This Huawei Mate XS is ginormous compared to the Huawei Mate 30 Pro. The display on the Mate XS is 8 inches compared to display on the Mate 30 Pro, which is only 6.3 inches. Still a very big screen. Now we have this Mate 30 Pro in space silver. As far as silver, I wouldn't say it's a very silvery silver. It's more of a purple in my opinion, but I think that's just the name of the color they went for. The Mate 30 Pro is waterproof, IP68, compared to the Mate XS, which is kind of obviously not waterproof, just due to that hinge, I reckon. Water getting in that is very, very easy. If you just look sometimes underneath it, you can actually even see little gaps coming up, so it would definitely not be waterproof. The memory on the Mate 30 Pro is 8GB RAM, 256 memory compared to the 8GB and 512 on the Mate XS. So the Mate XS has got a bit more room in it, but that does. You can also again upgrade that storage with the Mate 30 Pro, again in the SIM/SD slot in the bottom, so you can upgrade that. Both have NFC functionality, both use USB Type-C to charge, both have that loudspeaker capability. The Mate 30 Pro actually has a speaker built underneath the screen right at the top here. That means it doesn't need one in the sort of drop down at the top, it just needs it underneath the screen. That does work quite well. I would say maybe let's miss out on a little bit of the low ends of stuff, but as far as phone calls and stuff, it works perfectly. You wouldn't even know it was behind a screen, whereas the Mate XS actually has that physical speaker. So that is one of the little differences. The Mate 30 Pro has that waterfall off the display, both sides, whereas the Mate XS is one flat display. I mean, technically you could say it has a waterfall, as when you fold it, it does go over on one side. However, I'm not sure how credible that is, although the display is folding. So the CPUs are both Kirin 990s, so you won't see any difference in that. You may get a sort of bigger picture on the XS, so it will probably be better for gaming on the XS rather than the Mate 30 Pro, but the Mate 30 Pro will have that same sort of functionality. It will just be easier to play on the XS due to that larger screen. They both run on EMUI 10, so again very similar, and on HMS without the Google services. So they both have that up-to-date operating system. The battery sizes are the exact same, again at 4,500 milliamp power. Now you may be getting the theme here. These phones are actually incredibly similar. This is something I noted when I was going through them, is how similar in spec they actually are, but how different they actually look in appearance. This is something I think is really cool with Huawei, and there isn't many phone brands going this outside of the box. They are literally sort of paving the way with awesome looking modern phones such as this Mate 30 Pro. I mean, this is a stunning phone. And the Mate XS, again, an incredible feat of technology with that folding screen. I just don't think there's many phone brands doing what they're doing, and I think it's fairly incredible. The specs are super high, and really the only drawback would be the fact it runs on HMS, and to me that isn't necessarily even a drawback, as HMS is a developing system, and as previously stated, it isn't hard to get those apps actually onto the device that you wanted. We will have a video displaying the full functionality of HMS very soon. We're going to go into depth of it and basically show you what you can do with it, what you can't do with it, and how to get around some of the issues that you may have with your HMS phone. So yeah, these phones are pretty much identical phones other than their actual physical appearance. I will go over some of the differences on the outside of the Mate 30 Pro now. It's got that quad camera setup on the back compared to the Mate XS, which has it quad inner line. This has it sort of inner circle. It's referred to as a halo camera by Huawei because it is that camera surrounded by that outer piece. Now, it's one of the questions we did get is, can you feel that? You can't, it's underneath a glass panel, so it's all one smooth bit. So is this actual flashlight area here. It's all part of this underneath this glass display. Now the camera is slightly better on the Mate 30 Pro with a dual 40 megapixel camera setup, an 8 megapixel camera as well, along with a sensor. If you spin it over, you also have a 32 megapixel selfie camera, which is incredible. Another key difference is the fact that on the Mate XS, there is a volume knocker on the side. On the Huawei Mate 30 Pro, there is no volume knocker. In order to get the volume going, you simply tap twice and up it pops, and then you can adjust the sound that way. Now, the Mate 30 Pro has already released in the UK market, although albeit on a very small scale, whereas the Mate XS is yet to release. We will let you know when we have our hands on both these devices and when we're releasing them. So just stay subscribed and stay subscribed to our newsletter as well on our website. If you want to know more about these, you'll be able to see them at some point on ephones.com, so it'll be linked in the description. As far as differences, there are a few differences, but they're mainly cosmetic. Obviously the camera is different, the volume knocker and the display itself is different, along with the size. However, the internals are very similar on these phones, and the operating system is identical. The only difference maybe is the thickness of the phones and the weight. So the Mate XS is considerably more heavy, but if you think of it like less of a phone and more of a tablet type phone, it becomes from a phone to a tablet when you fold it out. It weighs about what you'd expect, I imagine. You don't notice any difference to a normal phone in your pocket. It doesn't have that much weight to it. It just side by side feels considerably heavier. So yeah, that's about it for the overview of differences. If you want to know any more, or if you want to know any more info about either of these phones, let us know in the comments and we'll make sure to answer you. As I said, we will have a proper unboxing and breakdown for this Mate 30 Pro very soon, so please stay tuned for that. I know this one was early and sort of got it before, but that is because we have the Mate XS for a limited amount of time, so we thought we'll get this in quick. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.